everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can see by the title, I am finally doing a little bit of a helpful video in terms of if you wanted to start your own. So, for those of you that are new, welcome. This is the Peach family. My name is Alex and this is Life's a Peach, where we talk body positivity, all that good stuff. And today, if you are a returning subscriber, you probably know that my last video I said I was finally getting my camera back, but you might notice that something is a little bit amazing with the camera. This is because today I am partnering with LG and I am filming on the new V60 ThinQ. So shout out to them first of all, because I'm actually quite blown away already. I've only had this phone for a few days and I'm going to be reading the questions for the Q&A on how to start a YouTube channel right here. But before I get into it, I just wanted to quickly go over a few things with regards to the phone and how amazing it is and what I've learned so far. This phone is currently recording in 4K, but that's not it. This phone can actually record in 8K. I didn't even know that 8K actually existed, so that's intense. I am pretty shocked by the camera. So this phone has about 5 cameras, and one of the coolest things that I learned is that you can put your hand up like this and do this and it will start taking a photo. So for those of you that are single like me, we need some help around the house when it comes to shooting content. It's also got 3D photos, the mic, that is what I'm testing out today. I live in a complex, so there are a lot of traffic sounds outside, my neighbors. So you guys let me know down below if you think that you can hear a difference from my mic videos versus this. It's got 3 different mics. It's got a normal mic, then it's got a voice bokeh. I can't say it, sorry. That's the one I'm using right now. And then it's got an ASMR one, which is pretty cool. I've done a few videos on coffee and stuff, and I think they were quite cool. Moving on, I'm going to be doing an insane giveaway on my Instagram page. So in order to get ahead of the pack, one thing that you need to do right now is click that subscribe button and click the bell while you're at it. Then go over to my Instagram. You need to be following me and keep posted with my page, because this week I'm going to be uploading the rules and regulations for winning. I'm not going to tell you just yet, but it's juicy. I've written down most of the questions that I got from my Instagram on my phone. Towards the end of the video, I'm just going to give you guys a few of my personal tips. Sorry about this light. I cannot get rid of it. I hope it doesn't bug you guys too much. But anyway, so we're going to start with some general questions. Question number 1 is, what is your highest high and lowest low while growing your channel? So I think my highest high must actually be this video, because this is the first time I've ever done a sponsored video. Shout out to LG for making that happen. This is a huge high. And then lowest low, I kind of had a dry spell sometime last year. I wasn't uploading content, I just wasn't motivated, I didn't know if I was doing the right thing, I didn't feel in place, and I think that had a lot to do with my mental situation at the time too. Other than that, I think that's one of the lowest I've been. I haven't necessarily had a situation where I can think that it was horrendous with regards to YouTube, but isn't life just horrendous in general? We're in a pandemic. Just wanted to mention that I am an avid supporter of Black Lives Matter and the LGBTQAI+ community. So I understand that gender-based violence is also a huge thing in South Africa right now. And it seems like a lot of people are just moving on, right? I'm not moving on. I'm learning about it every day. I'm trying to be as active on my socials as I possibly can as well. But I am going to start making more videos, and I am going to start incorporating more of these topics. So I hope you guys stick around. Please understand that I'm not trying to be insensitive by starting to upload new content. That's not what it is. But anyway, next question. How do you decide on your content? So I actually have a list on my phone usually where if I'm watching something, if I see something in the mall and I get inspired by it, I write it down there. These are ideas from referencing from other YouTubers and then putting my own spin on it. To TV programs I watch, to just ideas that pop up in my head. That's usually where it comes from. And also from all of the people that I follow and surround myself with. Then it's difficult coming up with new content and unique ideas. Definitely. It has a lot to do with your mental strength and burnout. There'll be months where I'm like go, 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 and I have like backlog videos, and that kind of happened this year. But as you can see, I haven't posted for about a month, and obviously that's due to being sensitive to certain issues, but it also has a lot to do with my mental drive. I just wasn't really interested. I was kind of absorbed by what was going on in the world. So yeah, it is quite hard. You can go through, you know, they call it writer's block, but I guess it's like YouTube block. But it's all about just surrounding yourself with things that inspire you. How did you identify your niche? Okay. So there's two niche questions here. That one, how did I identify my niche, and do I think it's important to niche down? How did I identify my niche? Just an FYI, I was never in body positivity necessarily in the beginning of my YouTube career. I was more into like health and fitness and weight loss. I didn't have it all figured out. I still don't. But slowly but surely, when I started to internalize what's going on with me and trying to fix it and get better, I think I found this whole new realm of body positivity on Instagram. And I thought that that's something that I was really drawn to, and there'd never been anything like that before that I had seen. There was no representation that I knew of, so I thought to myself, okay, there's a bit of a gap here. Even though I'm still going to be working on myself in the process, why don't I try and help other people at the same time? That's kind of when I came across body positivity and body activism. So yeah, that's how I found my niche. And then the second question is, do I think it's important to niche down, or can you do what you love until you find it? So kind of said earlier that I didn't know what my niche was, and I think with saying that, it's extremely important to still do something that you're passionate about. If you are doing makeup, for example, and you hate putting on makeup and you're not really like interested by new products that come into the market, then don't do it. But let's say, for example, you're really passionate about doing like DIY things just in general in your life, but you'd like to get into the makeup realm of things, you can definitely do the DIY until you figure it out. But there is one important thing, is that when you are trying to figure out where you belong in your content world, you do need to have some pillars. So they always speak about 3 pillars, which for me, it's body positivity, it's beauty, and then lifestyle. So those are 3 of the things that I kind of drift between. It's not to say that I can't like dabble in something here and there, but people like to know, people are attracted to people who know who they are. It's extremely important to do it because you're gonna probably burn out eventually. If you're not passionate about something that you're doing as a side job, it's not gonna work. I can guarantee you that. I've been through burnout before with regards to my content and my direction and my niche. How much time do you dedicate on your channel daily/weekly? Most of the time on the weekends, I have like 2 or 1 content days. I'll wake up in the morning, just do a bit of research on what I need to do, and then start putting on makeup, getting ready. It's like a whole process. And then I spend the day shooting the video, and then I'm kind of done by the afternoon, and then I either start editing or just take a break. So, but then in general, like every single day is like a content day for me. On Instagram as well, I need to try and make sure that I'm always like researching. So it's an everyday thing. And I also have another job on the side of this, so it's quite consuming, but because it's something I'm passionate about, it's something I like to do in my spare time as well. So yeah, how did you get to 600,000 views? I think this all has to do with one specific video. I'll link it up here for you. It was my Spanx video. I don't know why it went so big, but it's basically like half of my whole channel's views. So I think it has a lot to do with people wanting to see quick fixes. So I think it's just a relatable thing that a lot of women are trying to fix. With making YouTube videos, what else would you have to do to make money? Instagram is a huge part of any collaborations, any paid videos, any product videos, any gifts that I get. Basically, most of everything that I do on here, work-wise, comes from Instagram. So you would definitely have to have an interactive platform there. You'd have to be engaging with your clients all the time. You'd have to be engaging with people engage with you all the time. I am signed to an agency, but that doesn't bring like most of my work. It kind of works in a circle. So for example, if I got a job with my agency, it would filter into my Instagram. And then people that see it on my Instagram are like, hey, why don't you do a fashion haul for my brand, kind of thing, if you know what I mean. How do you deal with negative comments / feedback / trolls? Do you delete the comments or do you leave them? I'm trying to think of the instances where I was really cut up about things. I think in the beginning of my YouTube, I don't like saying career, it's weird, but like 2 down thummies. And I was so cut up about it, but I think because I wasn't like, I didn't have a thick skin or like a general understanding about where your energy is supposed to go in terms of focusing on support was at the time. So I think that's why it really got to me, but now these things don't really get to me. Do I delete the comments? There are some that are like extremely inappropriate, very sexual, so those ones I do delete. But if someone is, let's say, uneducated about fat people being healthy or not, I think it's important to leave them there so that I can contribute to the conversation and possibly change someone else's mind. It's not about, us ganging together and shouting out the bully. It's all about opening up the conversation to maybe try and change people's opinions or thoughts or ideas on, whatever I'm talking about at the time. So one of my biggest lessons that I've learned / still learning is that there can be 99 people in a room that are supporting you and one person in that room is saying that your videos are trash. Why would you concentrate on the one person versus concentrating on the 99 other people that can bring you so much more positivity and energy and encouragement versus one little shit who's being negative about you for Lord knows what reason, probably just pure boredom. How do you network with followers? Most of the time it's through Instagram. I try to respond to most of the people on my Instagram. I like chatting to you guys and finding out your opinions and laughing with you at the same time. And in terms of like networking with followers who are also influencers or YouTubers or whatever it may be, it used to be events. We don't have events anymore. And it's also just being engaging with the people that you follow. And that you like their content. It's just about surrounding your whole self with your whole niche and positivity. Tips on authentically growing your channel. Keyword being authentically. Do not do anything that's not authentic. And deep down in your heart that buying followers is not authentic. That being spammy on other people's pages is not authentic. Talking about things that you aren't passionate about. Reviewing products that you don't really think are cool. And then last one of general questions. How do you deal with the anxiety of posting stuff knowing that you might get negative responses from it? A lot of the time I'm scared of what people are going to say. I talk to my friends about it before I post it. Used to and still do care a lot about what people think, but I think it was a lot worse before I started my self-love journey. So it's all about the internal work that you're doing. The more internal work that you're doing, the less fucks you give to other people and the more you give to yourself, and that allows you to not be ashamed by what you're doing and be proud of it. So my first thing is, like, again, the 99 and the 1, just like there's more people that are going to support you for what you want to do than people that are going to be against it. So I just say a big middle finger to those people that you think are going to judge you. Unfollow them. You don't need them in your life. Deuces. This thing is creeping up higher and higher. Sorry. Okay, so moving on to the equipment questions. I'm sure this is mostly what you guys want to know. What's the best equipment to use as a beginner to make a good quality video? Okay, so with regards to making a good quality video, I think there are always 3 pillars that need love. So number 1 being quality video. So in saying quality video, I am not saying that you need a DSLR camera to have a quality video. You need anything, in my opinion, that films 1080p. And that is most smartphones. And even if you don't have a smartphone, 720 is fine. Then second thing you need is good audio. So 2. too. You need good audio. So guys, mics are actually relatively quite cheap. Most of the time people think you need this big fancy Rode mic, and great, like sure, if you can afford it then cool, but you can use the mic that comes on your earphones from your phone. You can get a mic for like 600 bucks, you can get them from Wish for 200 Rand. Is the quality on your phone of a mic good enough? You need to tell me. This one, I want to know what you guys think about the quality on this. I've used my iPhone before, just the internal mic, and I've also used the internal mic on my actual camera, and they've all been fine. Sure, they blur out the sound in the back if you get a good mic or whatever it may be, but yeah, those are the three things that you need to have a quality, good beginner video. And what's cool is that you can have a quality video at a very minimal price, and then you can have a quality video at a very expensive price and even mid price. So doing that is available to absolutely everyone. What would you invest in first? I would invest in a mic first. I know that sounds a bit strange, but for me personally, like, I'm very funny about the things that I hear, but sometimes shitty audio can discourage me from watching a video. They're cheap as well, and again, everyone probably thinks a camera should be number one, but if you've got a smartphone, start with your smartphone. I promise you, some of the phones are even better than the DSLRs that we get. What program do you edit on? So, I use Final Cut Pro X. I don't think I'm gonna get in trouble for telling you guys this, but I mean, it's all over the internet, it's no big secret. I have been using a bootleg version for a very long time because I don't have 5-6 grand to be paying Apple for a program that is very similar to the likes of iMovie. So basically what I do is I start the free trial on, let's say, the 1st of July 2020. It says you have 30 days to use it. On the 1st of August, I changed the date on my laptop to be the 1st of July, and it works. And that there is iMovie that comes with a Mac, there is Windows Movie Maker that comes with the Windows, and then some people use, Adobe. But you know, in my opinion, all of them are kind of the same thing. They all do the same thing. It's just about learning how to work within that program. There is a question here that says, what mic do you use? I'm going to show you guys all of my equipment just after I finish these questions. Where do I find a good quality ring light? So there are so many on the market, and there are so many that are so overpriced. So I got mine from a place called Broadcast Lighting. I'll link it down below here, but I got it on special. So it was two different things. It was the stand by itself and then the ring light by itself. I think this is Lipman, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to take a picture, show it on the side here for you. I've used this for quite a while now. I haven't had any problems with it. It does the job. But that's not to say that any other ring light that is from Wish or whatnot, you don't need a professional ring light per se. So I hope that answers the question. If you guys have bought a ring light that you think is really good quality, please leave it down here below so everyone can, you know, gain from the pot. What camera would you suggest that's pretty lightweight but is still good? Good can mean expensive. So I've got a few cameras written down here that I've watched a few different YouTubers talk about before, and these are typically for vlogging. So vlogging typically means smaller, more lightweight, something that's easily portable. So the Canon M50, the Sony RX100, Canon G7 Mark II, the Canon 80D, and then the Sony A6400. That comes up a lot. But again, your cameras, like this camera, I think it's a 24 megapixel. My camera that I have was only a 18 megapixel. Again, your phones are the best because they are so small, they fit everywhere, you're taking them with you anywhere. Vlogging, I typically always do on my phone anyway. What camera would you suggest that is on the cheaper side? So again, phone number one. Then we have a Canon M50 again. That seems to come up quite a lot. A Sony A6100, Canon SL3, and Then my best tip for you guys is second-hand equipment. If you Google any camera stores, most of them do have a second-hand used department. For example, there was a Canon M50 that usually goes for about 15 grand with lens kits and everything. This Canon was the body plus a normal standard lens for 7,500 rand at Cameras, and they said it's brand new because the person was trading in and wanted to get a more expensive camera. So that's a good place to look as well. Then, what equipment except a camera would you say is a necessity to create good quality content? I think I mentioned this before. It was sound, lighting. Oh, I didn't speak about lighting. Lighting, you do not need a ring light. You really do not need a ring light. Natural light is even nicer than artificial light most of the time. So if you have a window anywhere in your home, that is the best thing to do as a beginner. Don't go and invest in all this equipment because you might eventually find out that this is not something that you're passionate about. It does happen kind of often, so rather take a few months, a year, whatever, see if you're really into it, and then start to invest in equipment. Oh, that was the next question. Do you need a ring light or additional lighting? Again, no, you don't need a ring light. Natural light is the best. But the thing is, sometimes on rainy days, if you are going to be someone who is uploading content all the time and you need to do it on a daily basis or bi-weekly basis, then I think a ring light would help you, because if you need to film in the evening, you can still film in the evening. If the weather's not too good, you can still get a quality video with a ring light. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys my equipment quickly. So I can't show you the ring light yet in the stand, but I've showed you that earlier. Then in terms of the stand, I have this little, I think it's called a gorilla something. But basically you can move these legs as you please. You can, what did I do yesterday? I hooked this onto a kettle, the side of the kettle, because I was filming coffee. It has this little thing that you pull open and close, and you can fit your phone in there. And then, yeah, you can literally like put it on anything. And that's just the best, because if you are alone and you don't have help and you need a little tripod, this is really cool. I think this was like 200 rand or something like that. And you can get them at any camera shop, Take a Lot, all those kinds of places. Okay, so this is something that I didn't pay for, but I found, I'm not going to tell you the story. When you are alone and you want to take selfies, this is a cool way to do it, right? This goes up quite high. I'm sure you guys can see now. Tad dangerous, but you can get them for a very cheap price. This one actually has a little button over here that you press, and then it takes a photo for you. And then let's get into the other stuff. So, okay, so this is my little camera. So this is my first camera I ever bought. I got it in a kit with a few other cool things. This camera is 7 years old. Even though I got it 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, it has really done me justice. I have made really great movies from this before. I don't necessarily know too much about photography per se, but this has been a ride or die, and it's quite compact. It's not heavy at all. You could actually pop this in a bag. The thing is, when you start to put lenses on it, then it can get a bit bulky. And then this is my lens. My lens is my little mic. So this is from Boya, whatever. It's a shotgun mic. I got this for about 600 rand or so from Broadcast Lighting as well, actually. And it's got this little twisty thing over here that you can slide and put on the top of your camera. But basically, it also comes with this little buffer. I don't really use it. Maybe I should. But it goes on your camera over there, and it kind of muffles out the sound of wind and whatnot. So this has been a good investment. Also got it on a special deal. And then when I got this camera, it came with 2 lenses. I don't know where the other one is right now, but this is the standard kit lens. It is an 18 to 55 millimeter. So as you can see, as soon as you start putting the lens on, it gets a bit bulkier. Obviously it's got 2 caps here now, but yeah. And then I have not bought any other lenses since I started YouTube, so this has always been very helpful. Not the best, but I think it's done a good job. And what else do I use? That's about it, I think. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to tell you, I used to use lights from Builder's Warehouse. I started out using my dad's like project light when he's like building things. That was like 200 rand for a light. It had a stand on it already. So if you're looking to buy lighting, maybe go to your department store and get something cheaper there first versus getting a ring light, because ring lights can be like 5 grand and below. So yeah. And then I think what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go into just a few tips that I can give to you guys for advice. Number 1, just start. Stop worrying about what people are thinking. Stop worrying about the quality of your content. Just start. If it's something that you've always wanted to do, if it's something that you're passionate about doing, it's such a good release for creativity. Whether it be a Sims channel where you're not the one being the main focus of the channel, to gaming, whatever it may be. If you have a shitty job and you really just need that creative outlet, do it. Just start. I would also say that you mustn't stress too much about the numbers in the beginning. Like, I used to freak out that I would only have like 100 views in a week, and then I'd start second guessing myself and saying this was a shitty video. I don't know how, you know, anyone else could have thought it was a good idea. That's why I got 100 views. I only have 50 subscribers. Maybe I should stop. Don't worry about the numbers in the beginning. I would only start worrying about the numbers when you start to get a substantial monthly payment from YouTube. One of the biggest ways to grow your channel is to collab. So collab with people that you actually click with. Don't collab with people that you don't feel. It's a really great way to uplift other people in your community as well. And you can always leverage off each other. You never know, you could find like 100 subscribers from their channel and they could get maybe 50 from yours, but it's still a gain at the end of the day. And then authenticity is key. Authenticity is key, guys. If you are not authentic, people don't buy it. They have a bullshit radar these days that is on point. And as soon as you start doing things that you do not love and start reviewing things that you know are crappy, but you're going to do it for the funds anyway, it's not going to work. You're going to lose the game sooner or later, within yourself or within the community. I've spoken about this before, saying that you must do it because you love it, because you will burn out eventually, unfortunately. And if you don't love it anymore, it's just like studying a course. Like, if you were studying engineering and you found that you really fucking hated it, why continue doing it? We have one life. Do what you do because you love it if you can. And this is cool because you can do it on the side, as well as having a shitty job back home. And then, yeah, my last thing, people a lot of the time, they think that YouTube, like, as soon as you make a channel, you're going to make money. That's not the case. If you're looking to get rich from YouTube fast, you came to the wrong place. It is a long game. I've only been doing this, I've been doing this for 4 long years now. And, you know, I would have thought by now I would have had like in the tens of thousands of subscribers, but that's not how it works. I think like 92% of the people that watch my videos don't actually even subscribe to my channel. So slowly but surely I can see that things are on the up, but that's after many years of laughs and tears. And yeah, so just remember that. So that is the end of my video. I'm really excited to see what you guys think about the quality of this video. Don't forget to enter the giveaway that's coming up this week. Again, if you're subscribed to this channel and following me on Instagram, you are already winning. You're already ahead of the pack. There are going to be a few other things that you need to do. But yeah, this is how you are going to... I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you to LG once again. And I hope you stay peachy, keep it juicy, keep it real. Love and light.